Attention passionate Baltimore Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Baltimore, RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news. Hey Ravens fans, buckle up because the buzz around Baltimore right now is nothing short of explosive. Rumors are swirling that our team is on the verge of making a move that could shake up the AFC North and give us a serious shot at reclaiming our throne. The whispers coming from league insiders suggest that Baltimore is deep into negotiations to acquire none other than Travis Etienne Jr. from the Jacksonville Jaguars. And if these talks come to fruition, it could be a game changer, not just for our offense, but for our entire team's trajectory moving forward. Sources close to the league say the deal being discussed would involve the Ravens sending a first-round pick in the 2026 draft, along with a young running back to Jacksonville. In exchange, we'd get Etienne, a dynamic playmaker who's been showing why he's one of the most exciting young backs in the league. The Jaguars, coming off a tough 2025 season with a 6-11 record, are motivated to rebuild. They've got about $20 million in cap space freed up after their struggles defensively, especially after allowing an average of 31 points per game last season. They're looking to bolster their secondary with those extra funds, but they're also open to moving some assets to speed up their rebuild. Now, why is Etienne such a big deal for us? Well, at just 26 years old, he's still in his prime, and he's been producing at an elite level. In 2025, he ran for over 200 yards and scored 8 rushing touchdowns, averaging 4.5 yards per carry. His PFF grade of 88. 5 reflects how well he's been playing, and his EPA per rush of 0. 17 shows he's efficient and impactful when he gets the ball. Despite missing some games because of an ankle injury in Week 6, he's been resilient and consistent. Over his career, Etienne has amassed over 500 rushing yards and 28 rushing touchdowns, earning 2 Pro Bowl nods along the way. He averages around 85 yards per game, which is exactly what we need to boost our ground game. And let's talk about his playing style. Etienne is reminiscent of Derrick Henry at his peak, but with a more elusive, shiftier approach. His agility is off the charts, with a plus 14% increase in elusiveness over last year, making him a nightmare for defenders. He's not just a one-trick pony. His ability to catch the ball out of the backfield adds another layer to our offense. In 2025, he totaled over 800 receiving yards, with a 12% increase in play-action efficiency, which can open up so many opportunities for Lamar Jackson and our receivers. He's a dual threat, capable of breaking tackles. He's forced around 182 tackles over his career, and gaining yards after contact, averaging 3.2 yards after each hit. All these stats highlight a player who can be a cornerstone for us, especially in a division that's becoming more competitive every year. The Jaguars, in the midst of a rebuild after parting ways with coach Doug Peterson and facing cap issues, around $14 million left for extensions with Trevor Lawrence and Evan Engram, are eager to move some assets to accelerate their youth movement. Trading Etienne would free up about $18 million in cap space, giving them flexibility to make strategic moves for the future. Their offense, currently ranked 23rd in EPA per rush and allowing 4.7 yards per carry defensively, could use a boost, but they're more focused on developing their young core and building for 2026 and beyond. Back in Baltimore, we have a solid foundation, but adding a player like Etienne could take us to that next level. Our offense has been respectable, but we've lacked that explosive, game-changing element in the running game. With Lamar Jackson's dual-threat ability, a dynamic back like Etienne would complement our offense perfectly. Imagine Lamar handing off to Etienne, who's quick, elusive, and capable of turning any small hole into a big gain. His presence alone forces defenses to stay honest, opening up the entire field for our receivers and tight ends. It's a formula that's proven successful for teams chasing playoff success. Just look at what a talented running back can do for a team's overall efficiency and explosive plays. The impact of this move, if it happens, could be massive. Projections suggest that Etienne's addition could push our total rushing yards over 300, with a 25% increase in agile runs, those quick, elusive moves that get defenders off balance. his receptions could rise by 22%, adding another dimension to our offense. Historically, the Jaguars saw a significant boost in scrimmage yards after trading for Etienne in 2023, and that kind of impact could easily translate to Baltimore. It would elevate our EPA from a modest 0.11 to a more threatening 0.33, making us a much more dangerous team on the ground. This shift in our offensive approach would also have strategic benefits on the field. Our rushing attack would force defenses to commit more players to the box, which creates better opportunities for Mark Andrews to operate in the seams. It would reduce sacks by around 13%, giving Lamar more time to find open targets. Plus, it would give Lamar more check-down options, something he's been craving, potentially adding 7 more rushing touchdowns to his total. Our run-set win rate could increase by 18%, and our team's broken tackles per game could jump from an average of 45 to 60, making us more physical and tough to stop. Let's take a deeper look into Baltimore's history and how this potential move aligns with our franchise's identity. Since the team's inception in 1996, the Ravens have been known for a tough, gritty style of play, fueled by a stout defense and a versatile, unpredictable offense. Under legendary coach John Harbaugh, Baltimore has built its identity around adaptability and resilience. The team's most successful seasons, including the Super Bowl XLVII victory in 2013, showcased a balanced attack with a dominant defense and a capable offense that could control the game's tempo. Over the years, the Ravens have often relied on their defensive prowess, especially with players like Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and more recently, Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey. But offensively, Baltimore has always sought to develop a strong running game. The emergence of Lamar Jackson as a dual-threat quarterback in 2018 revolutionized the team's offensive philosophy, injecting a new level of explosiveness. Jackson's MVP season in 2019, where he threw for over 300 yards and rushed for over 200 yards while tallying 36 total touchdowns, is a testament to the importance of having a versatile quarterback paired with a strong ground game. In recent years, Baltimore's rushing attack has been a core part of their identity, with players like Mark Ingram, Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, and J.K. Dobbins contributing to a formidable running game. However, injuries and roster changes have sometimes hindered consistency. The addition of Etienne could provide that extra gear, an elite, shifty back who can thrive in both zone and power schemes, elevating our ground attack and keeping defenses off balance. Now, looking ahead, the Ravens are in a prime position to capitalize on this potential acquisition. The AFC North has become increasingly competitive, with the Cincinnati Bengals led by Joe Burrow and a young, talented roster, and the Cleveland Browns investing heavily in their defense and offensive line, aiming to establish themselves as contenders. Pittsburgh remains a formidable foe under Mike Tomlin, especially with their strong defense and a developing offense led by Kenny Pickett. In this landscape, Baltimore's move to acquire Etienne isn't just about adding another weapon. It's about asserting dominance and creating a new blueprint for success. The team's front office has shown a willingness to be aggressive in recent seasons, whether through blockbuster trades or strategic draft picks. The addition of a player like Etienne could be the final piece needed to push us from playoff contender to legitimate Super Bowl favorite. Future expectations for Baltimore with Etienne are promising. If the trade goes through, we can anticipate a significant increase in our rushing yards, perhaps exceeding 400 yards for the season, with a higher yards per carry average. Our offensive efficiency metrics, including EPA, expected points added per play, and success rate, should all see noticeable improvements. Lamar Jackson, now in his prime, would benefit immensely from having a reliable, dynamic back who can turn short gains into explosive plays, especially in critical moments. Statistically, adding Etienne could push our team's overall offensive productivity into the top 10 league-wide. Our third down conversion rate could see a boost of 8–10%, and our red zone efficiency might improve as well, given Etienne's ability to find seams and make defenders miss in tight spaces. Additionally, with defenses needing to respect our running game more, routes downfield for receivers like Odell Beckham Jr., Zay Flowers, and Rashad Bateman could open up more frequently, creating a more balanced and unpredictable offense. Analyzing deeper, Etienne's skill set complements Lamar Jackson's style perfectly. Jackson's ability to extend plays with his legs and make off-schedule throws makes him an ideal quarterback to maximize Etienne's elusiveness. The combination of Jackson's speed and Etienne's agility could give Baltimore the kind of dual-threat attack that keeps defenses guessing, similar to what Kansas City has done with Patrick Mahomes and their versatile running backs, or what Miami is trying to do with Tua Tagovailoa and their speedsters. Furthermore, this move could influence our draft and free agency strategy moving forward. With Etienne as a proven commodity, Baltimore might focus more on bolstering the offensive line and secondary in upcoming drafts, knowing that our running game is now elite. Long-term, this could help us sustain a high level of play and contend for multiple Super Bowls over the next few seasons. From a player perspective, Travis Etienne Jr. is not just a star in the making, but a proven performer. Coming out of Clemson in 2021, he was heralded as one of the most complete backs in college football, excelling both in rushing and receiving. His combination of speed, he ran a 4.41-second 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine, agility, and vision makes him a threat every time he touches the ball. His durability has improved over the years. After dealing with injuries early in his career, he's shown resilience and the ability to bounce back stronger. On the defensive side, the Ravens would continue to build their formidable unit, but the offense, specifically the addition of a player like Etienne, could finally push us over the top. Our defensive strengths, including a deep secondary with Marlon Humphrey and Kyle Hamilton, and pass-rushing threats like Odafe and David Ojabo, would be complemented by an offense capable of controlling time of possession and keeping defenses on the field. And let's not forget the cultural and leadership aspects. Etienne is known for his work ethic, team-first attitude, and leadership in the locker room. His experience in high-pressure environments, including playoff games with Jacksonville, would be invaluable for Baltimore's playoff push. His ability to perform under pressure and his maturity at 26 make him a perfect fit for a team looking to contend now and build for the future. As we look at the bigger picture, this potential acquisition has ripple effects across the league. It could trigger other teams to be more aggressive in their pursuit of elite playmakers, leading to a more dynamic and unpredictable NFL landscape. For Baltimore, it's about securing that extra edge, an elite weapon that can be the difference in close playoff games, especially in high-stakes environments like the AFC Championship or Super Bowl. The Super Bowl odds could shift dramatically if Etienne arrives in Baltimore. Currently, the Ravens are considered long shots at +9-0, but with a move like this, those numbers could drop to around +3-0, reflecting increased confidence in our Super Bowl potential. Historically, teams that make such strategic upgrades often see their odds improve by significant margins. Think of how the Rams' splashy acquisitions in 2021 helped propel them to a championship, or the Patriots, strategic moves in the past that set them up for sustained success. In conclusion, Ravens fans, this is more than just a rumor. It's a potential turning point in our franchise's history. The combination of strategic foresight, player development, and aggressive moves like acquiring Travis Etienne Jr. could be what finally elevates us to the next level, bringing home another Super Bowl trophy and cementing Baltimore's legacy as a football powerhouse. So, what do you think about this? Are you excited about the possibility of Etienne donning purple and black? Do you believe this move would be the final piece to unlock our championship potential? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your voice matters so much in this journey. Stay tuned for more updates because big things are happening and the future of Baltimore Ravens football might be about to change forever. And as always, Ravens Nation, keep the faith, stay loud, and let's get ready for what promises to be an exciting season ahead. The purple and black are on the rise, and with a little bit of luck and strategic moves, we'll be celebrating another Super Bowl victory sooner than we think. Let's go Ravens!